In this video, I'm going to talk about the technical reason why I think silver is going to explode into 2021, and let's go into it. So, if you're considering to buy some asset that will go up in value and you want to have something that is tangible, something that is precious, we have a candidate right here that is silver. I'm not kind of a silver a shop or anything. I'm just a private investor. I have a passion in analyzing price action using the Elliott wave principle. And in this video, I'm going to use that technique, the model of Elliott wave, to analyze price action from the March low during the pandemic and up until the summer and afterwards, and see what we can figure out and analyze and take some information from it. So let's go into it. Maybe you're just new to Elliott wave principle, or maybe you're a more experienced person, you just want to like verify your own count. This is my count, and for those that are very new to this, I'm just going to try to explain this as simple as possible, and hopefully in the future I will go into it more for the beginners. But for now, I'm just going to go through it and explain it as best as I can, and hopefully you can still tag along. Let's go ahead and start with the charts. Let me just pull up the charts right here. So let's see what the count is. So we have the November, sorry, let me just rephrase that again from the start. This is YouTube, so anything can be corrected, right? We had the low point in March 2020. We are now in 2021, so let's just do this over. We had the low in 2020, March, during the pandemic, where everybody was panicking and throwing away their equity and other assets to get the margin calls, to provide liquidity for the margin calls, etc. And from that low point, we started to move upwards. And that movement, in my analysis, is charted as an impulse wave, because the corrections during the upward movement didn't overlap with the previous corrections in any way. They stayed way above the previous highs. So I've marked them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upwards to the August high. And once that happened, the correction started to appear. And the correction, I have marked this with a bunch of letters, a lot of letters, because I think that it was quite a complex wave. I could label the first downward movement as an impulse wave, and from that point I could see a sideways moving triangle as a B, and then I see afterwards, and after that action it didn't move upward in an impulse wave. So that's why I think it turned into a little bit more complex wave. So I marked X after that as the first move upwards. It didn't follow through, so it then went back again into the December, the winter low, just before 2021, before moving upwards again. And that from that point on, it started to appear as an impulse wave. That's why I marked this with a wave 1, and then the last couple of weeks it corrected and retraced back downwards, and it moved in quite a corrective fashion. So if you would just look at this count, of course, there's always an art to this technique, and you could say, well, you could look at it any way. Especially, first of all, you could say the correction might not be over, so it could have room to correct a little bit further. And that is true. But what's important is to look at the price action also without the labels, and see how it stayed very well defined within a price channel. And I use this technique that I learned from Jeff Kennedy at Elliott Wave Principle, or ElliottWave.com. There are different instructors there, and this is the technique that I use from Jeff Kennedy. I really appreciate his wealth of knowledge. I benefited a lot of it from him, and I use this technique to just determine if prices stay in the channel, it usually just indicates a corrective wave, and it clearly shows using a channel technique overlaid on the price action from the high towards the low, that it stayed within the channel, and then you have a nice midline where it formed a barrier or a support. And from this action, the coming period will determine, of course, if this will break out. And from this point, this is of course speculative, and my position is based on the signals that I'm receiving, seeing what's happening now in the end of January of 2021 with the action in GME, where everybody's crazy about trying to attack the short sellers, that it's starting to build a narrative also because there are starting to appear headlines to short the silver SLV, or to attack the shorters of SLV and to squeeze those people who sell the funds and the paper markets. And this is just a very supportive narrative for what we just analyzed here with the technical analysis. And usually these are things, when they are combined, if the evidence just overlap and just meet at this juncture, it just makes a very strong case. Having said that, Zero Hedge just put out an article talking about how people just seeing all this action happening with the GME story, that they jumped on the silver squeeze topic, which was trending both on Zero Hedge and on Reddit, and it started to empty all the online shops in silver. So it's something that really supports my analysis for a much more high move. So let's go into what the following what the follow through is after we have a 1-2 movement. So the wave structure is always 1, 2, 3, 4 without overlap, moving up towards 5. So where are we in this wave count on the intermediate scale? This is my position. I think we are at wave 2 now, at the end of wave 2 and moving upwards within that fractal. And I think that in the next video, I'm going into what my price targets are. But I just want to tell, if you want to time your purchase in silver and you're looking at this video, looking for like technical indicators, which I just provided you using the Elliott wave principle, just using two simple techniques, the labeling, the wave count, and the channeling technique. Those by themselves can support your thesis of getting your silver right now. And it might just be a little bit late already because of the articles that are coming out where the online shops are running out of silver. If you live in America, I live in the Netherlands, they are still available, but it's also a waiting list, so it's getting much more difficult to get your hands on the physical silver. I don't recommend any paper silver at all. This is just my position, and so this is my thesis. In the next video, I would like to go into this analysis a little bit deeper. What I think for the next the next price goal will be in my analysis. So this is the very first video of this channel. I hope you had some value from this video, and hit that like button, share this video, hit the subscribe button, and hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.